Hey guys, what's going on? Back for another game review, and it's time to talk about something that really surprised the heck out of me. For today's review, I'm going to be talking about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This game is the 6th entry of Traveler's Tales LEGO Star Wars games, and as you all can imagine, it covers all 9 films of the Skywalker Saga. I remember this game was being talked about a while ago, and I didn't really pay much mind to it, mainly because the last LEGO game I can recall playing was LEGO Star Wars the video game back in 2005. And my god, that just makes me feel old saying that year. But this one caught my eye back in 2021. I saw footage and I was very impressed. So, I finally got my hands on the game, and I gotta tell you all, to say that I was impressed was an understatement. Now, before I continue on, I want to give a big thank you to Warner Brothers for providing me a copy of this game. Also, the footage you're all seeing was captured on an Xbox Series X. So, getting into the plot, well, if you've seen the Skywalker Saga films, you should know the plot of Star Wars. Basically, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga tells that story by putting a more humorous, and a quite goofy may I add, LEGO twist on it, going from episode 1 The Phantom Menace to episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker. But to give you all the basic gist, it tells the story of the 3 trilogies of the Skywalker Saga, going from Anakin Skywalker's path down the dark side to Rey discovering her place in the galaxy. Going on to everything I liked. Starting off, I want to talk about the graphics. Not only graphically does the game look incredible for about, I want to say, 95% of the time, but I really wasn't expecting the amount of detail put into this game. What impressed me the most was seeing certain close-ups of a LEGO piece, and depending on the area or other factors, you might see the dirt, the grime, or maybe even snow effects on a LEGO piece. Knowing they went that much into it, I have to give a huge round of applause. And not only the detail, but the lighting and the reflection looked astounding most of the time too. There were certain shots that, honest to God, I thought the game had ray tracing. And no, I'm not joking when I say that. On to the gameplay. Now, like I had mentioned, it has been since 2005 since I've actually played a LEGO game from start to finish, so feeling the jump between then and now is pretty amazing. The gameplay really hasn't felt this good for a LEGO game. From exploring worlds, which I'll get into a little bit, and the combat, the gameplay feels terrific. And yes, there is an aspect of the game where you can sort of explore worlds that you're in, or areas I should say. The game isn't open world per se, but in between missions, the game does give you a chance to explore an area you're in. Whether it's Coruscant in the prequels, Hoth and Empire Strikes Back, or even Canto Bight and Last Jedi. They didn't have to implement this, but the fact that they did makes me appreciate this game just that much more. And just how well detailed the levels are, I would have never expected to explore the Gungan Palace from Phantom Menace, or even seeing Mustafar even more so. For combat, the game feels great and it feels much more refined. The melee combat is so much fun, especially in a big boss battle, and the gun gameplay kind of has a more Gears of War vibe, well, third-person shooter vibe, does without the active reload and the executions, of course. One of my favorite aspects about this game is this, the humor and how they put the LEGO twist in this. So as I mentioned, the plot of this game is essentially all 9 Skywalker films into this, but with a humorous LEGO spin. What I loved was that they took moments which were pretty great dramatically and somehow made comedy out of them. And I swear to God, guys, there were some moments that were so hilarious I thought that Lord and Miller could have put them in the game's script. Yeah, it gets that funny. There's a few moments in Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, and even Attack of the Clones that almost had me in tears. I was laughing so hard. Not excluding the other episodes, because all episodes have laugh out loud moments. And honest to God, guys, one of the best things about this game too is that it can be enjoyed by everybody. Whether you are a little kid, a teenager, an adult, or even someone older, there's something for everyone in this game. And it's even great for playing with your little kid, brother, friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, or even wife for that matter. And in terms of replay value, I can easily see myself going back to replaying every episode and doing them all in co-op. And the co-op, like I mentioned, can be an absolute blast. Now on to my issues. Starting off with the technical stuff. Graphically, the game does look amazing about 95% of the time, I want to say. But there are times, and there's just very few times in the game, where there is quite a bit of popping. And some areas don't quite look as detailed as others. Also, I will say that there are a few times where the camera gets into a position and it wouldn't move for more than a few seconds. It was a way to transition to the next area, but when the camera would move, it would just awkwardly stay there. One of my other issues about this game is the amount of content. Besides the Skywalker story, this game actually gives you way more to do than I expected, which can be great, but personally on my end, I didn't really feel the need to do the optional space battles in between traveling to different planets. As cool as doing that is, I should say. I just think that they were trying to do a little too much with this game, but hey, I gotta give props to the ambition. And there are sections that feel like they go on for a tad too long. There's also a level up function that I honestly forgot about by the time I got to Return of the Jedi. Another thing I'll mention is the co-op, mainly the lack of online co-op. There's only a split screen, which I love, by the way. But if you were looking forward to playing with friends out of state or even overseas, no luck. I also felt in some areas the co-op just wasn't needed. One more thing I need to mention is your team AI. They're, well, for the lack of a better term, stupid. It didn't really bother me too much, but in the middle of combat, they just stand there or they just start shooting at something random, which I'm not gonna lie, at times was kind of amusing. For the last thing, and this is more of a nitpick than anything else, but the humor doesn't always work. Sometimes a joke would be injected in the mix and it would just fall flat, but this happens very few in this game. So overall, I had an absolute blast with LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I've smiled, laughed, and I know that I'll be putting many more hours into this game. This is a game I recommend anyone should play, and if you're a Star Wars fan, even more so. All in all, I'm going to give LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga an 8.5 out of 10. This game surprised and impressed me on so many levels. Pick this one up, guys. So comment down below and let me know, out of all the LEGO Star Wars games out there, which one is your favorite? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I'm also on Snapchat, so if you want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links in the names in the description below. That's going to wrap it up for my review of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for my latest video game review goes live. If you guys want to see any of my previous 2 video game reviews, please click to the left or right side of the screen. And of course, until my next game review goes live, I will see you all next time.